1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everyone, we're back with Sarah Ahn from Ahnest Kitchen. You guys remember her. She was, when was that, March? When was your book launch? Like
April.
So I think we recorded a little before, but it feels like it's been longer than that for some reason.
I know. It's been a long year.
It has, for you, for sure.
Mhm.
A host, or what would you call it? Creator of Ahnest Kitchen with her mom and co-author of the book Uma. How is it going? What's changed in your life in the last 8 months?
Well, we, debuted our cookbook officially in April, went on a busy
Yeah,
and I guess robust book tour
yeah,
that ended in May. And ever since then, we've just been resting
yeah,
and seizing any opportunity and just thinking, what do we want to do next?
yeah. And I got to meet you up in San Francisco. Super fun.
Yes, that was amazing. Thank you for coming out.
Well, that was a night, let me tell you. So if you weren't there, it was in Omnivore Books in San Francisco, which is a tiny little shop. I don't even know how big it is. Maybe 30 by 30, maybe. That might be
Yeah, it's a
jet.
pretty small shop. It
And
makes the crowd look bigger, which I like.
well, you didn't need help with that because honestly, the crowd was big wherever you did it. I was there maybe an hour early. I think I thought to myself, I think this is going to be popular. So I got there like an hour early and I was around the block and I wasn't sure I'd get in because it's so tiny there, but I just barely made
Mm.
it in. And then they had a crowd on the sidewalk. They had to put a speaker on the sidewalk. I've never seen that. I know we've had big crowds there, but I've never seen the speaker on the sidewalk. And then after it was over, I went outside to get in line for the signing. And and no joke, Sarah, it was like around the block and down 2 blocks.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. And you were signing. Do you remember what time? I stayed pretty late, but I think
Yeah, I remember you were towards the end. We always make sure to, talk to each person because we're just so thankful that and also in disbelief that someone would wait for us. So thank you for waiting that long
yeah,
and
yeah.
everyone that showed up. It means a lot.
It was great. And I bumped into a bunch of people and different ages. There were people my age, 40s, 50s, and there's definitely younger people. I saw a bunch of former students. So, yeah, it was cool. It
And,
was cool.
Made with Lao, I think you were talking to him, right?
Yeah, Randy. Yeah, I know Randy a little. I bumped into him at a few things, but we've never talked. And so since he was there to moderate your talk, we ended up chatting for a good over an hour. I think we were just chatting
Wow, he's
about
an
his.
amazing person.
He's so fun, and I guess we can tease this a book. He's working on his cookbook, which is going to be great.
It's
So
going to be insane, and I'm
yeah,
already so excited for it.
and I have to imagine, like I don't know the business that well, but I have to imagine the publishers are excited about people like you with a built-in audience. Like you did so great because you had this built-in audience and everyone knew you already, in a way and knew your cooking, but was so
Yeah,
excited for your book. And I feel like Randy's similar where he has a big audience. And
100%. Well, Randy was actually initially what inspired me to start Ahnest Kitchen
oh yeah.
because I saw how because for me, it was always important to document and save my mom's recipes. And then I saw Randy during COVID online. And that's where I learned that people actually care about, our elders' recipes more
Yeah.
than what I could ever produce. And if people love Randy, then I assumed it would, be the same with Korean food. And so he kind of really inspired me to start Ahnest Kitchen without realizing it.
Oh wow. Yeah. And the storytelling, I think the format works so well because you have everyone loves cooking. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people love cooking and food. Everyone loves food, of course.
Yeah.
But then you hear the stories behind it, and it's not just a recipe. There's history. It's so great. Yeah. So I think both of you are doing some fantastic stuff. Has your life changed? Like you said, you've been resting for 8 months. Has your life
Yeah.
changed a lot since?
Well, it has changed a lot. I haven't said it publicly or, it's never been a deliberate mention, but I did quit my job, which has been a
Uh,
major change.
yeah, yeah,
I worked at a 9 to 5 food media company for a bit. It's actually the same company that's my publisher, but they're two separate things. My full time job and the cookbook entity,
yeah,
they're two separate
yeah,
things. And so I quit my job in just around July, just because it became so difficult to juggle social media,
yeah.
cookbook author, and a full time job. And so that's been a big adjustment and admittedly privilege and opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's probably the biggest adjustment. And that has allowed me to really rest because making a cookbook in just 1 year takes a toll on your body.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess congratulations. I guess it's kind of a scary move though,
Yeah.
right? Like you gotta make money in different ways now. It's not a steady paycheck, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, I don't know. I was talking to some of my mentors, and this kind of goes into a different subject, but I realized there's really no such thing as job security.
Yeah.
You could really be let go of your job any minute, such as like the Amazon stuff, and
Mhm.
opportunity presented itself. And, I've been building Ahnest Kitchen since 2018, 2019, with really no intentions of ever replacing my job. But it fortunately got to that point where even I think Randy was telling me, I think, Sarah, you could believe in yourself. You've built a cushion. And
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, you might be losing money not taking a chance on yourself. And I was
Huh.
like, oh, I think you're right. And like, what is there to lose when I have this built in cushion I made for myself? And it's been good. It's been good because Honest Kitchen has built itself in that way.
Yeah. And I think I saw kind of a cool partnership. You actually went to a factory. What was it exactly? It was uh
Oh, Purmon. Yeah, they
uh-huh.
make the tofu throughout America. They're one of the biggest
Yeah.
tofu distributors without putting their name on the package.
Uh-huh.
Probably where you get your tofu. They probably made it.
So
Yeah.
was that
So
a
we get,
collab?
yeah,
That
not a collab. They just invited us and they just said we should keep in touch because who knows what we can do together. And so there's a lot of opportunities like that where if I stayed at my job, I would have to use my vacation to,
yeah.
go on those trips and things like that. And so it's been really fun working with different brands and actually collaborating with really fun brands.
Yeah. No, great. And I also saw another milestone. Over 1 million followers on both TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram. Yay!
Yeah, I'm proud. I'm okay. I will say I am really particularly proud because usually, we reach 1.1 million followers on Instagram and TikTok, and they're both the same amount of followers, which you usually don't see
Yeah.
on both platforms. So I was like, I don't know how we did it, but that's what I'm most proud. It's like we have, it's not the million followers, but it's just like, oh, that's so interesting that it's the same exact amount because
Yeah.
that's kind of unheard of.
That's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you even get your head around 1.1 million people? Like, what would that even look like? Like if they're at like one football stadium is
I
only
don't
like
know.
maybe 50, sixty
Yeah.
thousand. Like 1 million would be like 20 of those. That's crazy.
I know. Even, like, when we had, like, 300 to 400 people show up at the Cyprus book tour event,
Yeah.
to me, that was so much, just
Yeah.
seeing physically 300 people, and I just remember when Honest Kitchen had 500 followers,
Right.
that to me was so much, and it still is, because a room of 500 people is a lot.
Yeah. No, and I was next to you when you were signing books and whatnot, and you hear over and over just so much gratitude. And there's some people say thank you for keeping these recipes alive, but you also what else are you hearing from people when you do the live meet and greets?
I heard, a lot of people were so thankful to see someone like my mom in
Mhm.
entertainment and social media, just because they're not really seen as much, and so a lot of Korean adoptees actually really
Yeah.
felt touched to see my mom and see what a Korean mom entails. Of course, not all Korean moms are like my mom, but, generally speaking. And then they were also very thankful that I showed a side on social media that, again, isn't really seen.
Yeah.
Growing up in the working class and showing and talking about my dad who paints buildings and homes for a living. Again, I don't come from a privileged background of my dad or parents being an engineer, doctor, or lawyer, or having a white collar job. And so a lot of people were just, especially those who grew up in California or around me, they felt like they were seen.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I will say I was in the back of the room, and when your mom came out, there were audible squeals. Like people were just like, "There she is!" They were so excited
Yeah.
because I think people knew you would be there, but they weren't sure if your mom would be able to do these long trips and long signing sessions, and so they were so excited to see your mom, and they know your mom has limited English, and
Right.
not media savvy, and definitely not used to being a
100%.
celebrity. So I think they were super excited to see your mom
No,
live.
my mom's for sure the celebrity. She's like the face of Ahnest Kitchen. I'm the voice of it. So both are needed. But
Yeah,
she loved the book tour so much. She misses it a lot, and
really.
she misses it and says she enjoyed it a lot.
That was really fun. And we'll talk a little more in a second, but we're actually here for another reason. And that is to talk about our end of the year wrap. I know, like I'm looking at Sarah right now in a t-shirt because it's October. We're still recording in October, but happy holidays, everyone. This episode is coming out in December, so we have to get that mindset, Sarah. We have to think holidays. What are the holidays? What, like Thanksgiving and Christmas? Are you a Christmas person, or are you kind of what do you do in December?
Yeah, we used to celebrate the holidays all the time, but it's been a little hard lately just because everyone's so busy with my
Mm,
brother being a resident. And actually, this is the first year where I can actually celebrate. So I don't know what we'll do this year, but really excited because it's the first year where I don't feel burnt out.
okay. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, we're a big Christmas family. My dad's side, they grew up with that. They kind of grew up in the Midwest, so big Christmas gatherings, Thanksgiving as well. We do kind of a hybrid. We do a turkey, but we'll do a lot of Chinese American side dishes,
Oh, nice.
and so it's yummy. It's really actually as I get older, when I was a kid, it's all about Christmas and the presents, right? But now as I'm a little older, I just look forward to the food and then just
Same.
gathering. Yeah. So,
Same. My birthday is in November, and
ah,
I just was telling all my friends, obviously I'm so grateful that, we're celebrating the birthday and I'm so grateful for the gifts. But I was telling my boyfriend in particular, like, please don't buy me any gifts. Like, I don't need anything. I just want to do nothing.
yeah.
Like, I just want, like, maybe an experience of some sort, but I don't want a gift that collects dust. And
Right.
I think that's, I guess, part of becoming an adult is like, we don't care about the Christmas gifts anymore. It's just the
Yeah.
food, resting, and being together, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. So happy holidays, everyone out there. We're coming to you in December, but we're kind of have to get our mind around it because it's not exactly there yet. But all right. So we're going to talk about our end of the year wrap now. Spotify comes out with the end of the year wrap, but it hasn't come out yet because like I said, we're still in October. So um, I'll talk about the podcast a little. You can just kind of respond to this a little bit. Do you uh, do you like looking at your analytics, or how do you approach analytics?
I personally don't. It gives me anxiety just because that's what I did for work.
Okay.
And so I just see the view count and then I'm like, all right, got a lot of views, which is public. And that's kind of what I
Uh-huh.
base things off of.
Okay. Yeah. And podcasting is a different world too, because our numbers are small compared to 1.1 million. We're not anywhere near that, and so like if you think about it, do you listen to podcasts very often, or?
Not often, but here and there, I'll give something a listen.
Yeah, so you're probably typical. Like maybe like if you add up how many you listen to in 1 month, it might be like four, right? Four or five.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you're pretty typical. Like even people who like podcasts, I think at most are like two a week, maybe. Like
Right. Yeah. And I think I used to listen to podcasts every day when I had a commute going into work 5 times a week. But not anymore. With working remote, it just like somehow my attention span stopped.
no, 100%. I'm the same way because I'm a teacher, So I listen on the way to work, but then in summer I hardly listen to any podcasts. So.
Exactly.
So so it's a different. Yeah, we don't go viral. Podcasts don't really. People aren't swiping on 300 podcasts a day. You just don't do it. No one does that. So our numbers are small, but I like looking at them. And the thing I like looking at most is where they are. The countries that they're in. And so in 2025, we had kind of an interesting year. Let me pull it up real quick. Our year, normally our top 5 is something like, USA by far number 1, like 80% of our audience is in the US. But then usually number 2 are Canada or Australia. They kind of, that makes sense, right? English speaking. But our number 2 this year was a different country. And I just mentioned it in our Halloween episode. Number 2 this year was Brazil.
Brazil?
I know, right?
That is so interesting.
Not really. I mean, obviously people speak English.
Who are they tuning in for?
All like not just any particular episode, but many a month. It's not like, I don't know, because I don't do any content around Brazil, obviously.
The Brazilians just love Curtis.
I'll take it. I don't know if it may be a robot. It may be a robot or something. But I'll take it. So number 2 this year is Brazil. Number 3, Canada. Number 4, Australia. These all make sense. Singapore is English-speaking, UK. And then down the list, it gets kind of fun. So Netherlands, I don't know why. Ever since the beginning, we've had a steady audience in the Netherlands, which is another one that's a little baffling. But we appreciate you, Netherlands. Thank you for listening.
Wow.
I know, right? It's fun. You don't do this? You don't look at the countries?
It's usually for me consistent to the English-speaking countries.
Oh, okay. See, I'm kind of obsessed.
Yeah.
I just like thinking about someone in Amsterdam tuning into the Infatuasian podcast.
That's true.
We talk a lot about it, Asian American things, and I'm just fascinated. They don't write to me. I wish they would write to me and let me know. So Netherlands listeners out there, who are you? Tell me something about you. I'll put you on a call. I'll call you up. Whatever it takes to reach more Dutch listeners, I will do it. And then India is next, and then another steady. Now it's not a lot of people. I'm guessing it's maybe like 10 people listen to us in Germany.
Wow.
Another head scratcher, right? Yeah. So
who would have thought?
Anyway, and who would have thought? So German listeners, I don't think there's a lot of you, but if you're listening, write me an email. Tell me who you are. You want to guess, like just knowing my channel a little bit, you want to guess the breakdown of men versus women?
Oh,
percentage?
I would guess 60% women, 40% men.
You're almost right on. You're really close. Yeah, it's something like that, like 60. Actually, I think it's over 60. I think it's like 64%. Because a lot of my guests are women, and I think it's just the Asian American creators. A lot of them are women.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, my topics. I do a lot of authors, and I don't know if guys don't read books, but they don't write books. So
That's true.
A lot of Asian American authors are women, and so yeah, actually, our list today, we'll talk about our top 5. 4 of them are authors, and whether it's fiction or nonfiction, and they're all women. So yeah, we're 60-40 or 64, almost 65%, 35% women to men. So I appreciate you guys out there listening. So I don't know if it's just my interests tend to lean towards things that women enjoy, but we're here for you, whatever you're into. Well, let me know if you want me to do an episode on something. Write in, let us know. So yeah, we had a good year. I think we're growing. We're not 1.1 million, but we're growing slowly.
Hey,
surely.
It took me almost 5 years to get to this point.
Actually, yeah, we're 4 years in, so maybe we'll get another 900,000 in the next year. Did it go?
But in podcast timeline, that would be. I think you can get there. Just give it a couple more years,
a couple more decades.
Yeah.
Was your growth pretty linear, or all of a sudden did it just spike up in 1 year?
It was all of a sudden when I started storytelling and showing my mom a bit more strategically.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it was just like one video got over 1 million views, and that's when I realized, oh, this is what people like, and I just kept continuing with that same format.
Oh, so you know what I need to do? I had my mom on once. Maybe I need to get my mom and my aunts on a little more. They're older and they're shy, so we'll see. We'll see if we can do
Yeah.
it.
Well, you know what you have to do? You have to record these
Hmm.
podcasts with our face on, and then you have to make social media videos with captions.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I mean, my relatives all speak English because they're all American born, so I don't need the subtitles. But yeah, so you're a social media manager, you know. I need
Yeah,
to.
yeah. The captions make it a lot like accessible because there's a lot of silent viewers watching it at work or in the bathroom, the public bathroom, and things like that.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, I gave you free advice. I hope you follow it.
Yeah, this one that was a freebie. All right, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for that. But yeah, we had a great year. I think we had a great year. Personally, I mean, honestly, I'm in this gig for two reasons. One, just to yap about stuff that I like, but two, I get to meet people like yourself and other people. We'll talk about more in a second. But yeah, that's the real bonus. I'm not planning on monetizing anytime soon, nor could I really. Well, I mean, I could do small time stuff, but I just want to do it for fun and I want to meet people.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's the best. So I feel like if it ever turned into a job or something that I needed to make money on, that would be too stressful and too.
I can confirm that.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, and you're big too, so I can imagine those people that are smaller just trying to eke out an audience and a living. It's just tough. It's tough. All
Yeah.
right, so we're gonna talk about our top 5 of the year. It's very unscientific. It is. It's actually not great the way I do it because obviously if I recorded an episode in January, it had 10 months to gain audience and views, so it's not really the best way of doing this. So all I did was look at the listens up to this point and pick the top 5. So I think these are good representatives of kind of what we do around here. And so, you ready to talk with me a little bit about these?
Yes, I'm excited.
All right, let's do it. Okay, coming in at number 5 was an episode from June 2025, right in summer. I talked to Jeff Yamazaki and his wife Naomi, and he's a men's fashion influencer out of LA. Have you ever met Jeff?
I haven't met him, but his videos I have sent to my boyfriend so that he can learn from him.
Yeah. No, Jeff's great. His style is subtle. He's not super flashy, but yeah, he's really cool. I've actually never met him, but yeah, he's in LA with his wife Naomi, and they go to Japan like I feel like 4 or 5 times a year, which is great. I wish I could do that. But yeah, we did a little fun episode. I thought because I mean, who isn't going to Japan these days? I feel like everyone I know
Uh-huh.
has gone at least once this year. Have you ever been to Japan?
No, I want to go. I do feel like it's the spot every influencer goes to, but I will say it makes sense that he goes because he's Japanese.
Yeah. Well, they have the free housing. I don't know if you listened to the episode, but they stay with relatives.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's so easy for them. They just say, oh, all they have to worry about is the flight. Once they get the flight, then they're good.
They're so lucky. Oh my gosh.
So lucky. And they both speak Japanese. And now that they've been so many times, they have regular places that they go to and they have new places that they explore. So they kind of mix it. There's a couple places in, you've been to South Korea a number of times, yeah?
Yeah.
So are there places that you have to go to or it wouldn't be a trip to South Korea?
I think what's most worthwhile, especially as I'm going to be 30, it's not the skincare places or the cafe places, to be quite honest. It's the health places
Oh,
where
okay.
you can get a full body checkup for $200 and they check out every single part of your body. So that's something I would take advantage of if you're in Korea and probably Japan too. Did you
Yeah.
find any cool discoveries through his trips?
Let's see. One thing I'm not into this necessarily, but I want to get baby steps into the idea of getting a nice watch. Do you know people who have nice watches? Like, I'm not a Rolex guy or anything, but he does some partnerships with Seiko, and they have some entry level watches. You know, they're not like $20,000 watches. They're more reasonable. And he mentioned some places where you can get secondhand watches or just a wide variety of watches. So that's one place I think I would like to go see.
Yeah, I heard the vintage shopping in Japan is crazy. Like you could buy I'm like you, I don't know much about purses, but like in the same way with the watches, but you can buy like Chanel purses, Hermes purses for really cheap in Japan, prices that you can never find in America, and they're in top-notch quality.
Yeah. Yeah. So he talked about that. They also mentioned a couple of restaurants that just sound amazing.
Yeah.
Like the katsu places that's all they do. You know, they just do katsu, and it's like I love that about Japan. I think I've never been, but I like that about Japan where they just have these people who dedicated their whole life to perfecting
That one
katsu,
thing, yeah.
or something like that.
There's that one Japanese
Yeah.
like grandpa. He's like this really cool, kind of skinny grandpa, and he makes this egg omelet. Have you seen that on social media?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like things like that. They are the best of the best at this one particular thing.
I love that. Yeah. No, I think that's cool. Because we were kind of laughing about, like, I think Naomi grew up in Japan. So when she was kind of laughing about when she came here, she went to a Japanese restaurant and they'll have ramen, udon, katsu, sushi. They have it. They have it all, right? And she's like, what is this? Like in Japan, they never do that. Like they just
specialize.
do
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe just even one type of one thing. So yeah, so that episode was fun.
Have you been to Japan?
I have not. Yeah, no, I have not. It's on the list, but it's almost like too cliche at this point.
True.
I almost don't want to go.
Because there's other countries that are really fun. Like I want to go to Thailand and Cambodia and Southeast Asia, but I think Japan is still worth going to. Just because everyone's going doesn't make it any less cool.
I know. No, I will. I mean, I think the exchange rate is still really good. I think he said that's one of the main reasons they're going so much. And they have that new Zip Air is a cheaper version of Japan Airlines, but they said it's good. They said it's still really good. It's not like terrible quality. It's just they don't give you anything. You have to, you have to buy your own water.
That's fair.
That. So, yeah, and they're like, they don't even like airplane food anyway. So they're just like, you know what? We'll bring our own food. It's fine.
I love that.
All right. So that was episode number 178 on advice to traveling to Japan. They had some cool stuff in there. Did you know, I don't know, is this true in Korea? There are no public garbage cans.
For the most part, that is true, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that the same with Japan?
Yeah, they said once you get a cup of coffee, you're holding that cup for the rest of the day. Okay. So good to know. Good to know. All right. Now, the next episode, number 4 episode, was from March. And it was with a local person here in the Bay Area named Nicole Wong. And she wrote a book called Mahjong. And she wrote it's kind of a history. It's talking about regional differences. Have you ever played Mahjong before?
I haven't played it, but I am seeing it on social media. It's been trending lately.
It definitely has, yeah. And it's young people, right? It's like Gen Z.
Yeah.
Learning Mahjong. And it's interesting. I mean, it's been around in the States since the early 1920s, 1930s. It's been around for a long time. But yeah, it's having a moment. And so she breaks it down on different family rules. Like she said, her family does one way. And she thought everyone did it that way. And it turns out, no. Different families have different ways. Yeah, different countries for sure. There's an American version of Mahjong with 2 G's. Mahjong.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not just
no,
appropriation?
It is. It's a version of the game, but it's an American version of the game.
Oh my gosh, how interesting.
Yeah, there's different rules. And they send out a card every year, and they're like, this is the one that gets the most points this year, this hand or whatever. Fascinating. It was really cool. And she's great.
Did you grow up playing this too?
No. I was scared to do the episode. I told her this on the air. I was like, I wasn't sure because her publicist sent me a thing like, "Hey, do you want to interview Nicole Wong about mahjong?" And I was like, "I don't know," because I don't know anything about it. So
Yeah.
I was nervous, but she's very, very nice, and she's very gentle. So she didn't come at me for not knowing it, and so it was a fun chat. And I think, and for me, the thing that helps episodes do well is if the guest helps me cross promote it. And because I think she's local, she sent it out to her followers. So that
Oh, nice.
that helped the listens, I think, for sure. And so she's
Social media.
social
See?
media, I know. Yeah, but she has a loyal following here in the Bay Area. And I got to meet her. She's great. She's a mom.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so Mahjong is a great book, but yeah, she's a great host and a great author of it as well. So that was in March. All right.
Amazing.
Number 3 was kind of a surprise to me. I just found this out as I was going through my data. I didn't expect this to be number 3, but it is. And it's author Weike Wang, and she wrote a book called Rental House, and we talked about it in December. So I'm making this list go back to 2024 December because the last year, the end of the year talk didn't include December episodes. So December 2024, episode number 152 with Weike Wang. Have you ever heard of her? She's written 3 books.
I haven't.
Yeah, she's great. You
Wow.
might.
I'm looking her up right now. She seems really cool.
She's very cool. Yeah, you might enjoy her. She is.
Yeah.
I don't mean this as an insult, but she's a little sassy. I kind of mean that as
I love that.
Yeah, I kind of mean that as a compliment. She takes no crap.
Like she's badass and confident.
Yeah. She's got a PhD from Harvard. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
she went to Harvard as a chemistry major, and you know why? You know what her reasoning was for being a chemistry major?
No, what was it?
Because Harvard's chemistry department is notorious for being the hardest major.
Oh my gosh.
She's a sadist. Yeah, she likes the pain. She said, "I want to make what's the hardest major I could do at Harvard?" And it's chemistry. She goes, "Bring it on. I'm gonna do it."
That's crazy. And I can see she also loves dogs.
Yeah, she loves her dog.
There's a whole section on her website dedicated to her dog.
100%. Yeah, she is great, and she's fun to talk to. She's super funny. All of her main characters are Asian women, and yeah, they say things that you think to yourself, "Ooh, I don't think you're supposed to say that," stuff like that. So I think
that sounds so fun.
I think you'll like it. Yeah, actually, if you want to pick up, I recommend starting with chemistry. Her first book, it's a coming of age. It's about getting a PhD at Harvard. It's kind of like, so she kind of lived it a little bit. But this Rental House book was interesting. It and I don't know how much of it was true to her life, but it's this Asian family. It's about this couple, interracial couple. The guy is white, and the main character is Chinese. And it's about spending time with their in-laws. So this guy's parents are like Trumpers from the middle of the country. They're MAGA. And so they're spending time with them. And then her parents show up, and they're from mainland China, and they're immigrants, and just different. It's just, if you can think about what immigrant Asian parents with MAGA in-laws, how that would go down in a rental house.
Yeah, the two cultures would collide.
It's setting up. It's interesting, right? They're setting up fireworks for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds fun. I look forward to reading it just because I feel like it's fun to see that side of characters.
Yeah.
Online or in books that say things that maybe we think inside our heads, but we don't say out loud.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it did come across my mind.
But I would never say it. But this person,
yeah.
what would happen?
Someone else said it.
Yeah. Yeah, so take a look at Weike Wang. So yeah, the episode did well. I think she has a following for sure. And I think my audience, I mean, it's kind of in my audience's wheelhouse. I think I have a very educated audience who likes to read. And so, yeah, I think they enjoyed that episode. I enjoyed it. It was short. It was like a 30-minute. So actually, you can give me feedback on this. I typically go episodes like 45, 50 minutes, sometimes even an hour. What do you think about the length of podcasts? You think the 30-minute episode might be the way to go?
I think 30 minutes, it feels less daunting to listen to because it's like, oh, it's only 30 minutes. It's like an episode of a TV show. So there's that. And I think when it ends at 30 minutes, I'm in favor of 30 minutes, but I don't like it necessarily because when it ends at 30 minutes, you're aching to hear more from them,
Yeah.
but it already stopped.
Yeah.
But it makes you just so addicted to that podcast because of that.
Okay.
And my mom always says when you serve people food, she says, don't give them so much of it that there's inevitably going to be leftovers. Make it so that right when they're satisfied with it and they want more, there's no more.
Well, yeah, okay. Now, I noticed that you have a few videos on YouTube. Would you ever do long form?
I want to get into it this fall for sure. Because a lot of recipes, not some, I can't fit it in a short 1 minute reel.
Actually, I think I just saw you post that you videoed every recipe for Uma and sent it to America's Test Kitchen for their test kitchen to test them. And so there's an archive of every recipe?
There is. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to share it without people just having easy access to it and using that video and posting on TikTok. So I'm trying to figure something out. They're not optimized for social media. They're purely visual instructions. So if you have any tips.
One angle, like one camera and...
Yeah, it's edited and it literally shows you every step. So it helps with any recipe you're following.
Yeah.
I just haven't figured out how I want to distribute that. So we'll see.
Oh man, when I saw you say that you videoed I was like, ooh. QR codes maybe, or I don't know. I was thinking,
I know, right?
Yeah, I was like, how are we going to get these? I want to see.
I am reconstructing my website right now. So I did dedicate a section to that. So I think once the website is back up and running and much more professional, there's going to be a dedicated section for that. So it might live there, but I don't know if it's going to be on YouTube or whatnot.
All right. So I might have to think about, let's see, part of the thing about these kind of podcasts, it takes us 20 minutes. Like we just talked for 20 minutes before we even got into the topic, that's the best part though. I love that part. I mean, I love talking to people, getting to know them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. Episode number 2. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters here. We're getting into the 2 top episodes of the year. Episode number 2 was a legend, and I lucked into it. People were like, how did you get this person on the podcast? I kind of lucked into it, to be honest. And this person is an author as well. Legendary. Episode number 173 and 174. I broke it into 2 because this person would not stop talking, which is crazy. It is Amy Tan. Everyone knows Amy Tan. Amy Tan, author of Joy Luck Club and many other novels.
Club.
The best. And so I got this interview, and I heard her speak on a couple other podcasts, and she's great. But I was not ready for how, warm. Actually, warm isn't the right word, but candid. She was funny. She's just an amazing storyteller. Like she told like 3 stories in the first 10 minutes that had me rolling in laughter.
Oh my gosh.
Just the way she talks. Like she's just a storyteller. Like that's her gig, right? She tells stories for a living. And yeah, she is great. And so we talked about this book she wrote about bird watching, of all things. She's an avid bird watcher. And so we talked about that for maybe a good 45 minutes. And I honestly kind of tried to end the episode a couple times. Like I would say something like, "Hey, Amy, thanks for coming on," and then she would just keep going.
I love that.
It was so great. Yeah, it was a dream come true. I actually took half a day off of work because I wanted to, be prepared for this, and she just kept going. And I thought she was going to be like, "Well, I'll give you 30 minutes of my time or whatever." But we talked for 90 minutes, almost 2 hours. We went over 90 minutes. And she, we got to, how at the end of the episode I do, who's your Infatuasian?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? You have something in common with Amy Tan. You both picked your grandmothers that you had never met.
Wow.
And so, yes. Yeah,
I am honored.
Yeah. So it's a thing.
Think like her.
Yeah. No.
So I am curious though. Before you mentioned her name, people wondered how you got her on your show.
Oh,
how did you get her
you
on
want the
your
trade
show?
secret? So you have to kind of you go back channels. So I know someone at her publisher from another book. So I forget who it was, but let's say it's Waikiki Wang, right? So I worked with Waikiki Wang's publisher or publicist. And then so I emailed her publicist. I said, hey, Waikiki Wang's publicist, who's Amy Tan's publicist? And then she looked it up and said, oh, it's this person. And then I emailed that person and I kind of went backdoor. I said, hey, is she doing interviews? And this person was very nice. And she said, yes, but, she's limited. Obviously, she gets so many requests every day. And I said, could you throw my name in the mix? And so she put my name in the mix. And then I am not ashamed to say that I milked my public school teacher credentials, and I said, hey, I'm not monetized. I'm not making any money off of this. I just, I want to honor and celebrate Asian creators. So I gave this whole pitch. And I think the fact that I'm a teacher and I think the fact that I'm little, like the podcast is little, because she probably gets requests from big podcasts, commercialized podcasts. And so the fact that I'm doing it out of my basement, and I'm a teacher. And so this publicist actually said that she was on my side. She was kind of like, oh, I hope Amy picks you. And so I think what this publicist does is just presents a list of people that are requesting her. And Amy just goes through and goes, okay, I can do 2 or I can do 3 this week or something like that. And so probably out of the 100 that she got, she picked me out of one of those. So
that's amazing. Hey, closed mouths don't get fed, and you said the right things.
I guess I did. But yeah, so other people are like, oh, you think she'd come on my show? Because I know other podcasters. And I was like, you could try. I don't have a formula, like I just got lucky and I do what I do, but yeah. And so I think we had a good chat, and I think I had this dream that I got invited to bird watching her backyard with my mom. So it's weird. It's kind of this weird fantasy I had. But yeah, it's kind of funny when you talk to people online for 2 hours, you automatically kind of think you're friends. You're like,
oh, you for sure are. You just hang out with them for 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe. So maybe someday I'll bump into her. She said she won't remember me. She has face blindness. Like she doesn't remember people.
That's so funny. She literally said, I won't remember you.
Yeah. She goes, don't take it personally. But I won't know who you are by looking at you. And then she goes,
appreciate the honesty.
Yeah. So no, she said, she told me that this is one of the stories she told. She goes, I got invited to the White House and I was sitting next to Hillary Clinton and she couldn't remember who Hillary Clinton was. She was like,
oh, she's not joking when she says she has face blindness.
She's not joking because the person she goes, oh yeah, this woman said hi to me as if she knew me. And I was like, oh yeah, hi. She thought it was like a fan or something.
Oh my god! And it was Hillary Clinton.
It was Hillary Clinton, yeah. And she said she met Linda Ronstadt, a singer, and she didn't know that she thought the Secret Service were singers. She was like, "Oh, are those people going to perform?" And Linda Ronstadt goes, "Well, I'm going to perform." It was just funny, like the way she tells the story, and she's just like this. She just goes through life like this and, just kind of just wings it half the time, It was great. It was so great. Yeah. So
what's the bird watching called? It's called the
Backyard Bird Chronicles. Yeah. And it's cute. She illustrates it and she tells stories. She tells real life stories, but she also kind of writes a little bit of fantasy, like in the life of a bird kind of thing. She says she tries to become the bird. It's great. It's a bestseller. It was like a bestseller for a long time. It got a New York Times, like her name didn't hurt, but it's definitely not in her wheelhouse, nonfiction.
Right.
But I think people just love her, and then it just was cute, and it's great. The illustrations are fantastic. So yeah, I recommend that to everyone too.
How amazing. Do you birdwatch yourself?
No, I don't. So I was doing research, before the episode, trying to talk a little bit intelligently, but yeah, so, but she's really into it. Like if you look at her Instagram, it's almost all about bird watching. So.
I think you get to a point in life where you start to appreciate the small things, and bird watching is one of them.
Yeah. Well, she said that, it started with Trump's first term. And not to get political or anything, but she said she was really depressed. Like she was really just not wanting to deal with people at all and just not leave the house. And just all the news that was coming. She couldn't do it, so she just started watching birds. And
I understand.
I know, right? She's onto something. I think she's definitely onto something. And she said her backyard was kind of designed for pollinators, so butterflies and bees, and then birds kind of followed. And so she said that, yeah, she's seen over 100 different species in her own backyard and stuff. So,
Wow.
yeah.
It must be like some sort of meditation in a way when you birdwatch.
I would think so. Yeah. No, I agree. But it's also stressful, she said, because sometimes they die. Sometimes they come in, they're injured, or, if they don't get certain food, they'll just die. They're very fragile. Baby birds are it's a tough existence. So it's heartbreaking at times for her to see it. Sometimes they get infections and she has to shut down. She has bird feeders in her backyard, but she has to shut it down because she doesn't want birds to contaminate, or what is it called? Spread the disease.
Contaminate the,
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a tough life out there for birds. So she feels for them. They're very fragile. And
I had no idea.
Yeah. But then we got onto the topic of who's your infatuasian, and it took her like 15 minutes to pick. Like she went through all this whole list of people, and then I said, "Well, it could be deceased too." She goes, "Oh, it could be deceased," and so she picked her grandmother and said that even though she's never met her grandmother has had such an impact on her life, and it's really shaped who she is. So I thought of you. I was like, "Oh yeah, I think Sarah picked her grandma too," and
that's amazing.
Interesting, right? And you both have been touched by your grandmothers, even though you haven't met, but you have traces. Like she says that she has traces of her grandmother to the point where her mom thought she was reincarnated. So Amy Tan's mom would sometimes say, "Are you my mother?"
To Amy?
To Amy.
Oh my God.
Doesn't that give you chills?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would say, like, "Are you really my mom?" Like she thought her grandmother or her mother had been reincarnated in the body of Amy, and just some of the stuff that she does. Has your mom ever said that to you? Not those words, but
No, not at all. I am probably the opposite of my grandma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so that was part 2. I broke it into 2 parts because it was over an hour. Yeah, part 2 is really, of the 2 parts, part 1 is like bird watching, author, kind of fun stuff. Then part 2, she gets really deep. Like she has some trauma in her life. We talk about that, and she gives advice to kids. Like it was A+ material. I wrote her publicist a thank you note. I was like, "Thank you. I got so much more than I expected." And she's like, "I'm so glad." Yeah, so she's really nice.
I will definitely take a listen, especially if we have the same answers.
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously someone that has so much wisdom and a great writer. There's, it's going to be a great listen.
I know. Yeah, no, I was riding that high for a while. That conversation, because, you expect it to be great, but for it to exceed your expectations, it was next level for me as a podcaster. I was like, that's gold, She was like, "Oh, sorry for going on so long." I'm like, "What do you mean sorry? Like, I live for this, this is what I want,
Is she the most like legendary guest you've had? Someone who's had such an impact on many people for many years?
Yeah, but do you know Connie Chung, the newscaster? She was like,
I didn't even see her face.
You're a little young. Yeah. But for my generation, she was it. She was in the 70s and 80s. She was the newscaster, first woman to do CBS News.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so she was really cool. She was another idol of mine. So that was...
Is she retired now?
Yeah. She's 78 now. She's married Maury Povich. Do you know who Maury Povich is? He's the guy who used to do that.
No.
"You are the father, you're not the father."
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah.
I would never expect that.
Yeah, they were married. They're still married. Super strong marriage, like one of the best celebrity marriages. But so she
That's
was
crazy.
legend. I would say, those 2. But Amy Tan. I said the reason Amy Tan is legend is because my 15-year-old daughter, my friends, and my mom all know who Amy Tan is. Like
Yeah.
she is
Everyone.
she's she's number one because if I mention someone else, like let's say Martin Yan, people know him, but there's kind of an age limit to Martin Yan. But with Amy
Yeah.
Tan, and she jokes about it. She goes, "Yeah, well, your daughter was forced to read me." I mean, true. But she is such a legend, though. So. Anyway, all right. So that's episode number 2. Do you want to guess what audience out there? Do you want to guess what our number 1 episode is? Why is Sarah sitting here with me talking on this end of the year episode? Number 1 episode of the year, and it wasn't even close. Sarah, it was not even close. You beat Amy Tan. It's the legendary Amy Tan. You beat her on my episode, at least. But yeah, your episode number 1 by far. It was.
You were the first person we did the podcast with, actually.
Was I? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I like going in early because then you're still working on your answers, right? Your answers weren't totally set by your 50th interview. Like how many?
I felt like I was repeating myself.
I know. You forget. Did I say this? Yeah, right. So I'm so happy to come in early. Thank you to Carrie Bachman. Thanks for the hook.
She's the best PR person for sure.
I've heard she's great. So she connected us early on the process. I don't even know if my book, like I have a copy of it here. I don't even know if I have the real copy. I might have the early version. I don't know.
Well, the early version and the current version, the only difference is we updated a photo of my mom and I. That's it.
Oh, okay.
You probably have the less flattering picture of us, but that's completely fine.
But the food is all the same. But yeah.
Yes,
good.
everything.
The episode was great.
No typos have been found, so that's great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good to know. But yeah, most popular episode, and I think part of it was obviously you have social media presence, but I think the topic, people really resonate with you as a creator and your storytelling and your mom because you're so real. Like you tell struggles, you admit some things. You ever feel like you overshare? Like,
oh yeah, I know. Like my brother called me a few months ago, and he was like, "Sarah, do you think you share a little too much on social media?" And I'm like, "I do, but like I'm very I think strategically with it. Like the things that I overshare are things that are honestly just micro details about my life."
Yeah. It's hard. It's a hard balance, right? Because people love your vulnerability.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. So I think obviously keep doing what you're doing. What you're doing is working. But yeah, congrats. I wish I had a trophy or a plaque to hand you. Episode of the year, Sarah Ahn from Ahnest Kitchen.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, you know a little bit about what people like about you. Do you have your finger, like people love the stories, people love the recipes, obviously. But there's something, the combination, I think, right? The stories.
Yeah, I think like emotionally, people love the relationship I have with my mom. They love my mom, who's so charismatic and just an amazing human being overall. She embodies what an Asian mom is like, and I'm very blessed to have that. And I showcase that online. But then also, like hard skills wise and strategically wise, the way I edit my videos, the way my mom moves, because when she cooks, it looks like she's dancing because it's just, it was her profession for the longest time. So she's not only a professional, but just so graceful when she cooks. And then you combine that with my voiceovers, where I only do my voiceovers at night when my voice is at a pitch that's pleasant to listen to. And it hypnotizes the person to be locked in that video.
Yeah.
And so there's just a lot of moving parts to it that I think, creates this formula that I'm not intentionally trying to, check the box of, but it somehow works.
Yeah. And I think you said you spend hours writing scripts, yeah?
No, I don't write scripts.
Oh, you just think about it
all of
for
it's
hours.
freestyle. Yeah. Yeah, I do think about the video that I'm going to do and how I want to do it. And I obviously worked in social media professionally as a full-time job. So that's kind of what my talent is in, more or less.
Yeah. All right. Well, Can you drop any hints? We talked a little bit about YouTube. Anything new for you coming up?
Just Ahnest Kitchen will, God willing, continue to grow, and hopefully we can do more things other than just a social media presence.
Uh-oh. Okay. Any chance you come back up to the Bay Area?
I never say never,
Never say
next
never.
week I'm going to Wisconsin. Oh, actually I'm going to Sacramento next week.
Okay, you'll pass by us.
Okay, yeah, wait, so Sacramento is not the Bay Area.
Yeah, you know what? Some people extend it as far. No, but I would not say that's more Sac Valley. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
So
cool.
I never say never because I never know where Ahnest Kitchen will take us
All
because
right.
next week we're going to Wisconsin and then Sacramento.
Okay. Well, if you ever have a minute in the Bay Area, let me know. Maybe Randy will come out.
Absolutely.
That guy never leaves the house. I keep inviting him to things. I'm like, hey, Randy, and he's like, nah, too busy. Can't do. He lives kind of.
He is so busy.
I
He's
know.
doing YouTube, and I told him to get on Substack, and then he's immediately on Substack writing freaking novels on there.
Yeah.
Like every person I know that knows him says he's like an engine.
Yeah.
He's just so productive and so like mentally healthy
Okay.
that he could just produce so much stuff. And he has kids and a wife. Like I commend him.
I know. Okay. Well, we'll see. If you ever come to the Bay Area, we'll try to get Randy out of the house.
Yeah,
He'll come out for you. He won't come out for me, but he'll definitely come out for you.
No, he will. He will. He will.
Anyway, well, congrats on everything, and thank you for joining me on this episode. This has been fun.
Thanks for having me and bringing me back.
Yeah, no, you're a great talker. I think, if you ever feel like yapping, other than your voiceovers, come on the pod. Come on the pod.
I will.
Actually, I have a question. We did an episode called Ranking Korean Foods or Dishes. And you know how they do the S tier, A tier, B, so we kind of did like that.
I saw that on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we did a version of that, and I had some friends, some Korean, some not Korean. We did it. What would be Sarah Ahn's S tier? What would you put on the Mount Rushmore? So you could pick like 3 things. What would you put on your, well, I guess Mount Rushmore is 4. So you could pick up to 4 dishes to put on the Mount Rushmore.
Damn, that's a big question. Okay,
It's
well, I will
big
tell
question,
you,
yeah.
it's not freaking tteokbokki, Korean barbecue, what people think Korean food is. It's like the homemade foods that you can only get at home.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do spinach fried rice just because my mom we just shared that on our social media. It got like 7 million views on Instagram.
I saw that.
So spinach fried rice, shigum is what it's in Korean. Cilantro kimchi.
Yeah, you mentioned that last time. Your favorite banchan is.
Because there's more than just the classic kimchi that you eat. Cilantro kimchi is derived from North Korea.
Yeah.
And then third one, let me think. I'm going to have to go with oiji muching, which is spicy pickled cucumbers. It's my mom's favorite banchan, which is the small side dishes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. One more.
One more?
Yeah, I'll give you 4.
4. Oh my gosh, I need to pull out my book. I mean, there's just so many.
I know.
Let me think. I would say it's a tie between a classic, which is miyeokguk, seaweed soup. Very traditional dish that us Koreans eat postpartum after giving birth, but it's also what we eat on our birthdays. And Korean fried chicken.
Yeah.
Like that's a typical answer, but my mom's Korean fried chicken is unbelievable. I cannot not say it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a party.
What about you?
Oh, you don't want to know. I think
Tteokbokki, bibimbap.
Hey. I forget, what did I put? I think I said bibimbap.
Damn, I'm going to be so honest. That is something we eat when we have nothing to eat.
Yeah.
It is something like because I used to order it when I was a bit more shy of being Korean in high school. And then when I went to Korea, my Korean relatives were like, why are you ordering bibimbap of all things?
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a woman from Korea on the episode, and she said that they used to do that at lunch. All her buddies would bring all the leftovers, all the extra stuff, and then, someone have a thing of rice, and they'd mix it all together. And she had such nostalgia, even though, okay, so it's not fancy. Like S tier doesn't have to be fancy, right? But yeah, she said that Yeah, that is just her favorite memory of childhood is mixing food at lunchtime with all her buddies in Korea. So,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah. So anyway, I'm basic. I mean, I like the things that everyone likes. So I don't I gotta cook my way through your book to try some things that I told you this on the episode. Like half of the stuff in your book I've never heard of. Like
That's
it's
Korean food, There's so much
yeah
more than I mean, it's like with any cuisine, like with Vietnamese food, there's so much more than pho and
yeah
spring rolls and
right
I don't know, and Korean food's the same thing. Like I don't remember the last time I had bibimbap was when we were developing it.
yeah. All right. Well, this has been a real delight. I love bringing on the people who are the number one. So I try to do this every year. Whoever's
I
the
love
number one
it.
episode, and I'm so glad you're able to do this. And I'm glad we did it in October, so I don't have to stress about it in December. Like, oh,
Yeah.
everyone's so busy. So I'm glad we did this early. So I guess everyone out there, happy holidays. Go cook some Korean food for your potluck. Whatever potluck you're going to, get a copy of Sarah's book. Bring it to the potluck. If you have a potluck this weekend, what's a good potluck dish coming out of the book?
Oh, honestly, I would say kimbap is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just can't go wrong with that. It's bite-sized pieces. It could be an appetizer or a meal.
Yeah.
And I mean,
It's fine at
I
room
kind of,
temperature,
and
like you
yeah,
don't
and
have to
I
worry about
can't lie,
cooking
my
it.
mom's kimbap is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, again, everyone out there, thank you for listening all year. If you have, again, Netherlands, Brazil, write to me. Let me know. And
Germany.
Germany, tell me what you're listening to, what episodes you want to hear. I'll do an episode with you in Germany if you speak English. Obviously you do because you listen to the podcast. But yeah, let's do what's it like being Asian in Germany? That would be a fun episode. But everyone out there, go get a copy of Sarah's book wherever you get books. Get her up to 2.1 million by next year. We want to touch base with Sarah, talk about how she's at 2.1 million in TikTok and Instagram. You know how to reach us. You can write to us at infatuasianpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at infatuasianpodcast. I'll put all of Sarah's details in the show notes as well as mine. So Sarah, at the end of the episode, I always end with the tag that says, on behalf of Sarah and myself, we hope that you're all happy, healthy, and safe. I've been letting people pick the last word. So instead of safe, think of a word and I'll do it. And then you add the last word. Are you ready?
All right.
So everyone out there, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for all of you, wherever you are, whatever country you're in. Thank you for listening. So on behalf of Sarah and myself, we hope that you're all happy, healthy, and
Eating well.
yes. Thanks again for listening. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Curtis. Bye.